Okay, so I'll just spitball what I picture is the structure right now at this moment. Not what we previously decided on, but just what's going on. So we start with the introduction on setting the scale of the problem using Jean Baudrillard's work on hyperreality, on epistemological, the necessity of having a shared epistemology on how we see reality, and that the hyperreal is a condition which we're already in and which is heavily undermining our capabilities of making sense and also coordinating in a world that's becoming more and more flooded with coordination problems. So large-scale problems that need coordination, but we're not needing. Developing from that, we go into language. Like, okay, where does this epistemological collapse come from? Because it's a collapse of our single tool that we use to share what is real, what is truth, which is language. Then you move through the developments of language and the big sort of paradigm shifts that happened during these stages, moving then towards our current moment, which is internet and mass production through these AIs, these language, what are they called, LLMs. Mm-hmm. Once we're there, you also touch upon the problem of our current level of cognition and our cognition and our conditioned cognition throughout the previous century. So throughout these other technologies, which we weren't fully developed to meet. And now we have the risks of our current cognition with these godlike technologies. And that where we have to then describe in that part what the risks are or where the problems lie with our conditioning. And on the other hand, how the system, the legacy system we're a part of, and how these AIs are funded, ran, and under what conditions or what incentives, how these are proposing an asymmetrical war on the individual's mind, and what the individual, how the individual has been conditioned to undergo that. Mm-hmm. And then we come to the point like, okay, and what is then asked, both on the asymmetrical side or on the side of regulating big tech, developing ethical AI, all this kind of stuff, but also on the individual and community side of our cognition, like the 95% or 96% of the brain. So I think then we that sort of closes it. That's my
round it off. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now let's see if we can add any of what's been said before to incorporate that, because all of that makes sense. And then the key threat is this algorithmic cult generation.
Yes.
Right? Because that is where, well, the point is the regulation always comes from the state, and the state is poorer than the corporations which run AIs.
Yeah. The
state capture.
Yes, exactly. The regulatory systems are easily captured by the systems they are supposedly to regulate.
Right? Regulate, and that's an avoidable consequence of capitalism, which
of our system dynamics.
Yeah, so our system dynamics. So all of that what you said, I think the ultimate point has to be this, that algorithmic conditioning is really, it leads to brainwashing, mind control through this algorithmic cult generation, because like all this tribalism and all of that is reinforcing your cognitive biases and hijacking agency and all that.
Yeah.
And then couch it in the context you mentioned. I don't know.
I'm getting the idea that maybe use Schmartenberger's framework of the two attractor states. One being cult conditioning for like large scale, like the state or large corporations that we
catastrophe.
yeah, that we really go into a catastrophe of conditioning, I would say. And on the other hand, we have collapsed into chaos, into epistemological chaos, like postmodernism cranked to 1,000. That's his
Yes,
other
yes,
attractor.
yeah. So you mean it's a state, like a corporate state dystopia versus catastrophe.
Yeah.
Catastrophe
Of the commons, I don't know.
yeah, the tragedy of the commons, but yeah, like complete chaos.